Okay. So now the question, the other point is, if you have all these factories close to, in all these places where power is cheap, what eventually there will be also a lot of employment there. And if there's a lot of employment, there's also, do you need skilled labor to cut and polish? Because one is the main diamond industry, then is the new lab grown diamond industry, and third is the online industry, which is, I guess, a combination between real and lab grown.
So online you can sell everything.
Yes. So how do you plan? Is there any way education schools or training schools?
So we have a
coming
lot
up
of
with
the industry set up a lot of training schools. We have schools in Bombay. We have all over. We also have in Jaipur. We have in Surat. Wherever we feel, even in South India, we've set up a couple of schools. And yes, we sometimes see that those schools, they're incubators. So we work them, we run them for almost 8 or 10 years. But once the first lot has come in, then we don't find people entering those schools, because they prefer then to migrate and learn on the factory floor. And since they already have a couple of people from their town who have set up factories or are working in factories, that link has been maintained.
Okay.
So we keep putting up schools and centers where we see the potential that the labor could move into this. Also, you have to understand that cutting of diamond and polishing employs people who normally cannot find jobs in other sectors.
Other sectors,
yeah.
Yes.
So this is something which is the need of the hour in India. Yes, we have lots and lots of high-end jobs, but there are a lot of people who cannot qualify for that. And those are the type of people who we are employing, and they do extremely well. So within 6 months of sitting and learning their skill on the wheel, it could be lab grown or natural diamonds. They'd easily be earning 30 to 50,000 rupees.
Wow, that's
so.
Really good. Is this in partnership with the government, or it's
So yes, the government is even supporting. So they have a skill development council, and the government is always supportive of this. A lot of schools, they are funding it also. And
but the rest are being funded by your own the Bombay BDB?
Not only by BDB, by the Gem and Jewelry Export Promotion Council.
Okay.
And also a lot of traders who have done, and exporters who have done very well and continuously need workforces, have set up their own training schools.
Yeah.
So they're giving back to the society, to the industry and the
society this way. Yeah.
So if you look at the industry as a whole, the gem and jewelry, although people don't know much about it, but the industry contributes a lot to society in various ways. From training, you take even from healthcare, from building infrastructure. I mean, I know that for sure that in Gujarat, when there was a water issue, all the check dams and all, the industry contributed not only by giving money, but a lot of people used to be on the weekend on the ground, making sure that the project was carried out properly.
Right.
So this industry is very conscious of that.
Giving back.
Giving back to the society.
Yeah.